Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Gaming Leisure's podcast. Today, we're going to be talking to Andrew Cardno with QCI. My name, of course, John Filippe, and he is our CTO of QCI, and he's going to talk a little bit about the simulated casino and a little bit about what QCI does. So, without any further ado, Andrew, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself?
Well, firstly, thank you, John, and thank you to GNL for this opportunity to talk about, what I am, I guess, much more important, what we're doing as a team, and a little bit about QCI. So QCI is a operational tooling company that addresses the challenges in marketing, player development, and reporting across gaming resorts and properties all over the world. We have about 4,000 sites now. We now have 85 resorts that large, resorts across North America, and actually also in Australia and New Zealand as well. We have resorts down there. So a lot of different deployments, a lot of range of size of operator. And what we love is we love that we were able to work with all sorts of different businesses, from some of the biggest operators on the strip to some of the smallest operators in Australia, and everywhere across that range, we're able to do really useful and engaging and fun things. I think sometimes I like to say to people, we take away the drudgery of the data and make your lives, and give technology. Our goal is to make your life more fun, right? That's sometimes say that. I don't know if I could say that here. Can I say that here?
You can say that here.
Oh, okay, good.
We're about
People tell me not to
We're
make jokes because they have no sense of humor. Sorry.
You obviously haven't seen my stuff. No, that's great. There's one thing that really kind of drew me to what you're doing is there's been a lot of press about your simulated casino that you built. Can you just explain a little bit about what it is and what you're utilizing it for?
Yeah, so this is not my first rodeo when it comes to tooling, and you learn a lot along the way. And sometimes I think, oh gosh, I wonder if there'd be an easier way to learn that. But one of the most important lessons that I've learned is the importance of efficiency and management. And so that when we have new software, when we do something different, that it really can go out at scale and work reliably. And and to do that, you think about, well, okay, well, that sounds easy. You can test the software. You can make it work. And well, how do you test it? I need a casino. And so we, in the past, maybe we will have a little what's called unit tests, or test parts of it, or do something, and like, okay, we're gonna do some little test. Okay. Well, doesn't really work so well because you miss bits. So what we got very carried away. My business partner and Dr. Thomas and I did it. We're like, okay, let's build all the data so that it really looks like we've got a real casino, 100%. So we've got card-in events, card-out events, we've got hotel check-ins, we've got 3 casinos, we've got gaming machine moves, we've got hosts, we've got marketing programs, we've got comps and offers, we've got all this stuff happening at a data level in real time. So we can simulate, what our software will really look like under real world load environment, with real world events, with real world, as close as we can to reality before we release our product. Now, it's actually kind of boring, right? It's like no one gets to really use this thing. It's just like, we've gone to all this effort to build this thing. Why? What will our QCI community notice? And what we hope they say to us is, you guys release very high quality code. You really take pride in making sure it works. You're efficient. Your stuff is robust, and certainly that's what we strive for, and that's what the simulated casino lets us do it. Without it, our 5.1 release, which has real-time alerts and real-time events and all sorts of stuff happening, just couldn't have been, in my view, as reliable and robust as it is on release. And it has the kind of the side benefit, right? We're doing a big deployment up on the upper East Coast, and it's going to take us some time to get everything working. And the marketing team were like, but we would like to learn the tool now. We're like, and it's not the first time we've done this, but we're using our simulated casino for training real world executives, right? Um, and they can, so when the tool's up and going, they can kind of run these in parallel, and that helps us as well, because if there are any, and our middle name is custom intelligence, right? If there are any custom things that need to be done, we can get ahead of that in the deployment process. So it's a simulation and testing tool to give us robust code. It's also a training tool as well.
That's amazing. And I know I've been on the .o side of releases a couple of times, and I've been that casino that they say, oh, let's just, we're going to give it to you for free, but we'll test it in your casino. And I've
That's
watched
right.
that explosion happen a couple of times. So this is amazing. So even in your versioning that you're going to be doing with this as you release things, are you actually going to do your .o like levels there and then release them as .1 and so on because you're using the simulated casino, or
So yeah, so our current release and the release we're doing for G2E and we're currently deploying is 5.1, and 5.1 is a little deceptive in its name. It is our most feature-rich release, particularly on the marketing side. There's so much depth, um, and um, and so it's a part of that 5.1 release. So 5.1 code line was built on top of the simulated casino. So we built the simulated casino as a part of 5.1. 5.1 has a lot of additional real-time events and alerts, and as I said earlier, marketing capabilities, all sorts of things. All of those are now coming out at a different level of testing out of the lab.
that's amazing. How about things like other things besides just like putting it out in the industry for other business B2Bs, leasing
Yeah.
out this type of simulated casino for helping support the industry as a whole? Have you gone down that road or thought about it?
Well, we have already done that once, and I understand the simulated casino is very new, but we have a business integration we're doing, and for a marketing product that does real-time marketing kind of communication with customers, and we're driving the logic, they're driving the communication component, and the partner said, and the partner's name is Context Networks. And the Context Networks were like, well, we would like to test it. And I said, well, we actually have your simulated casino. We can show you some examples of this data in advance. And that was the first development we did, was to release it in that form. Really exciting to be able to do that. I can see a big opportunity for quick custom intelligence to collaborate with other people building software where they say, I need some data to do something. I need to be able to test it, and using our simulated data, which is actually really good. Like if you look for example, if you're looking for market basket analysis, or if you're looking for player segmentation analysis, if you run it on our simulated casinos, it's going to look like it really would in a casino. So when you see the segments, for example, you're going to see the top 5% of the customers are driving 50% of the revenue. Like, well, a random casino may not look like that, right? Our casino really does. It has the overlying performance characteristics of a real property that's built not as an aggregate, but built from the summary data we're generating from all these individual card-in events and alerts as they're happening. Right down here, we have a tool that analyzes that sits on top of it, which is QCI,
Yeah.
and when people look at that, they're going to go, oh, this looks like a real casino.
That's amazing. Absolutely. So I guess it's just a techno geek casino question. I mean, the events that are being created does it actually randomize the events throughout a series of like a month or week or?
It's continuous real-time everything, and everything is random.
That's amazing.
And just think about that for a moment. We've got 500,000 randomly generated people doing random events in a casino with a bunch of parameters, and in the midst of all of that, it looks like a real casino with real frequency patterns, with visitation. Like if you do so where would you see that? Let's say I do a frequency analysis of my customers to see how frequently they're visiting. It's going to look real. If I did an analysis on how many different games a player played, where they visited, it's going to look real. If I ask the question, if a player likes this game, what other games do they like? A market basket analysis. It's going to look real. All of that is happening and getting generated in real time. So those kind of aggregate, algorithmic generated analyses look like they're operating on a real property.
That's incredible. So when going back in the history, did you ever fathom beyond just testing your own product what kind of impact this would have to the industry? I mean, or were you just looking at, I need to solve a problem?
Well, we were definitely solving a problem, right? There isn't a casino, and the problem to test on. And you think about casinos. It's a high stake environment in a resort.
Yeah.
Everything is high stakes. It's 24/7. It's highly available. There's very large teams. And even just think, oh, there's very large teams. Why are you saying teams? Because throughout the day, there's 3 shifts. People are constantly rotating in and out, right? This is an environment where when you bring in something that's touching a lot of people, the consequences of it not working are pretty dire. So it's made it very hard to innovate, I think, in the industry. It's made it hard to bring new software out and do new things, right? I'll give you an example. Let's say you're going to do a system update to a gaming system. I mean, how do you test that? No. So that's a hard problem. Now we're asking the same question ourselves. How do we test that? And we built a real casino to test it. Could it become, maybe we should talk to GLI and say, hey, we've got a real casino you could test things on. Maybe that's a good discussion to have with James and Maddow. I don't know, but for us, this has been transformational, right? We really are able to test things before we do them in a real world environment. Just think about jackpots. We've made a tool that decides where jackpots hit, on which machines at which times, and which players win them. Wow.
And
how do you test that?
And hot players, and you got
hot players and everything. I mean, just all of that stuff. The whole lot is all happening.
So when you do look at it, because
we need that. We have jackpot alerts, and if our jackpot alert testing processes doesn't see something that looks like real jackpots, we'll miss things.
Absolutely. So this is, like I said, this is an amazing feat, because I remember back in the late 90s, this was the goal. Everybody wanted something like this. I mean, when I was a
really?
we're like, we wish we could do it. And I think there was some trial. Everybody tried to do it, but nobody could do it. That's why this is so fascinating to me, is because you actually did it and created this wonderful thing.
I got to really give credit to my business partner, Dr. Thomas. He is a math genius and really understands gaming data. And I think that what we've been able to build, I gotta give him credit. I mean, it's not. You're right. It's not easy. But boy, it makes it fun. Right? When I go in and we're doing a deployment, we're deploying about a new resort about one a week, right? And that's been ongoing for 18 months now. So, busy with mass scale resort deployment, mass scale. We've got multi-tenant deployments, large, like I did some analysis in Australia last week, and I was like, wow, we have 29 pubs and clubs in Australia. It's like, oh, where did that come from? And a fully multi-tenant environment. So all these complex environments all over the world. And we're now able to deliver that, and I just see it as being critical as to how we've been able to be so productive and just with rate of deployment is we're able to really test that, see it with our customers, I see the response, I see how robust our software is. And if we find something that's happening in a property with some unusual situation that triggers a fault, we actually build that into our simulated casino. So we're making our simulated data streams even better to make the testing even more robust.
That's incredible. Well, with the 360 view goal that I think everyone has, what kind of outputs are you actually seeing as far as reporting, everything else? I imagine,
Everything, the whole lot,
yeah, you
all
got
the
to,
reports. So we have, gosh, I mean, thousands of reports in the tool. We have probably about 60 or 70 very sophisticated data stories that look at all different things. Our rule is simple. All of it works in the simulated casino, the whole lot. Everything's 100% coverage. So no matter which part of the tool you go to, it will function as it will when it's deployed. Even down, we've got one little bit we're trying to figure out now. I think we're mostly there. I think we just got it, is marketing redemption. We're trying to figure out marketing redemption, like free play redemption, coupon and comp redemption. Not an easy problem, right?
no,
You know,
no.
when do people choose to redeem their comp or their coupon, or how do they put free play into a game machine? Do they play it off or not? I mean, those kinds of things, we're actually building them in a tool so that we can then show people analysis of it.
What do you think the future is, honestly, for this casino? I mean, where do you see it going? And what do you see it looking like here in the next 3 or 4 years?
And resorts, you know, we've added system after system after system. We've added point of sale, we've added valet, we've added hotel parking. We've got I was talking to someone the other day, they said they had 80 core systems in their business. And then you say, well, okay, but then there's this holy grail. I'd like to be able to put it all together into a cohesive picture. Like, okay, how do you do that? Oh, it's easy. You just build it. Right. Okay. Right. That's good. You're going to build it for every single casino, custom, right? Okay. Great. They're all different because no one has the same combination of 80 systems. It's like, oh, yeah, that's a problem. So the future is, as we've got a new product called QCI Enterprise, and as we grow out that enterprise stack to include all of these different data sources, and we have many data sources. We're already doing sportsbook. We're already doing other data streams like social gaming. We're doing that. We've already got point of sale data included in our, in different places, but we grow it so that we can not only do gaming and hotel, we do every data touch point. So we can say to somebody, here is a QCI tooling that lets you operate in the way that you want to, because our job, it's always very customized to how you want to run your business. And the whole thing can be tested and then multiple deployed into different locations.
It's fantastic. I think that the future's bright, obviously, for QCI and the simulated casino, and I think that you've got a fantastic product there. And I got to admit, you have the best hair in the business. I want to point that out.
Oh, thank you.
You know. If there's any closing words, any final thoughts, anything you'd like to tell the audience about up and coming events or QCI?
Well, I'd like to thank the industry for embracing the innovation that we've brought. It's been incredible. The response we've had is incredible. You know, we're very grateful for being in such an innovative group where I feel like, because we're able to be so robust in our testing and how we deliver things, we really are able to deliver on that dream of beautiful tools that can grow to cover your whole business. And I'd just like to thank everyone. And I'd also like to offer, come to and see us at G2E, have a dialogue with us about the simulated casino. I think we'll be able to show you We've got some secret projects that I'm not telling you about right now that we might be able to show you at the show. I've got some new releases and some secret new kind of cool things we could show you. But come and have a look. I hope you're at G2E and come and have a look at what we're doing. I think if you will be able to validate what we've built, and you'll be able to really test drive what we've got. And and as we like to say, work is a journey. Enjoy the drive. Enjoy the ride. So come and test drive it. Come and see it. Come and visit us at G2E and hear our story about how the simulated casino is letting us build really robust, configurable, customizable solutions that can be deployed at hyperscale without us trying to run your business. We're just the tool provider.
That's fantastic.
Thank you. And thank you again, John, and thank you to GNL. I love you guys. You're awesome. You do great work.
Well, thank you for all your time, Andrew. We really appreciate it. And it's been an education for me, and I'm sure for everyone who's watching. And I look forward to seeing you later on.
Me too.
So it'd be great. And thank you for the audience, for all of you listening. And so goodbye from Gaming and Leisure for now. Thanks.